Well, guys, the preseason's over, right? Those 3 games kind of felt like they lasted forever. So big shout out to my mate Owen, who did the post game by himself. And apparently, I'm raising kangaroo cattle or something. If you go back and watch the video on the podcast, Owen's post game, he did say that I'm raising cattle, or that was what I'm doing. Look, I'm just doing some, just learning some business skills. I've got a course I'm doing over the next few days, so trying to get better, I guess, in the business sense of stuff and life and things like that. However, let's talk about the business and let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Got a few things I want to address in this little rant episode or whatever it is, the podcast, vodcast, right? First of all, I want to say I'm kind of happy that the Pittsburgh Steelers season is beginning, in 11 days, 12 days, 13 days, in 2 weeks' time. I'm kind of happy the preseason is over, done and dusted. We don't need to think about any more preseason games. We can kind of, get ready for the Mike Tomlin press conference when they go and announce the 53. However, there are some side notes we've got to take away from a few things in this episode, right? Yesterday in the game, there was one big injury and 2 other ones that might have been big as well. We had, of course, Deontay Johnson go up for a pass for a 40-yard catch or whatever it was, land down on his shoulder and really, hurt himself. And I hear that he's okay. We had TJ Watt get his legs taken, almost blown out by the tight end with a really bad tackling technique or blocking technique that, might have had TJ in a worse spot than he is now. But I hear he's okay. However, this one last player I think is going to affect this team in the short term, and hopefully he can come back in the near future. But it's Damontae Kazee, and he's one of the guys I was looking out for a very long time. I've been watching him the last 2 preseason games, and I'm thinking this guy gets it. He absolutely gets it. He makes plays on the breaking routes. He understands play concept. He understands of how to tackle and wrap up the tackler, right? He just gets it. He's a football player. However, unfortunately, Damontae Kazee ended up breaking his wrist on a tackle today or yesterday. And, man, it kind of sucks. It does kind of suck. Because I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers, and first of all, on a personal level, it sucks for Damontae Kazee. Because I know he was so excited. The other day, he was featured on Missy Matthews' podcast, or the Steelers.com, the interview, and he was so excited just to be a part of the team. He knew his role coming into the team, and that role was, featured around being the third safety, getting some spare time, and how kind of similar how he played in the preseason, right? Terrell Edmonds, Minka, and Damontae Kazee were all going to be on the field at the same time, and that was happening as well. So it sucks, man. It sucks that Damontae Kazee is now out. It sucks for him. He's broken his wrist, has to go get surgery. And this could be 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. It could be longer. We don't know, right? However, we will not speculate on how long of an injury or how much of a, length that he's out. However, what we will say is, or what I'll say is, damn, because it sucks. It sucks that going into the Bengals that Damontae Kazee won't be able to play. And he's going to leave a pretty big hole there, in my opinion, in this defense. You have the fellas up front, Cameron Hayward, Ogunjobi, those fellas, Highsmith, hopefully he can come back too in a few weeks' time. And TJ Watt, right? And possibly Devin Bush and Miles Jack if they're going to be middle linebacker. But you have that extra piece if they were to go into a nickel set or a dime set or whatever, covering like 3 or 4 receivers, or even the running back at the back. You had Damontae Kazee there playing as an extra safety, an extra guy on the field, and then you move Edmonds down in the box. And that was working too. So that sucks, right? That's not cool. That's hard to see. As a Steelers fan, it's hard to see. As it'd be hard as well for Kazee, right? Also, what I want to talk about too, guys, in this like post-game, we're heading into the new season, right? I get that, okay? But this offensive line doesn't look too good. The offensive line looks a bit scratchy. Now, I do have hope. However, I wish we had a better, camaraderie around this unit to at least push the ball forward or the pile forward to give Najee some room to run around. Najee is a fantastic back. However, he's got to create his own running lanes, change up his timing as well, bust through tackles, because their offensive line, yesterday looked quite poor. Right? That is something to look out for. Another thing to look out for too is Trubisky. Kenny Pickett. Which one do you choose? Right? I still think Trubisky. At the same time, Kenny Pickett played pretty well today too. However, you can't discount what Trubisky did today. I think he went 7 for 7 or 90 odd yards and a touchdown. That was unreal to see, right? Those are some of the key aspects, I guess, on offense. I still want to see another running back too. Like, we haven't seen Derek Watt at all in the last 3 games. I don't think he played today. I think it was more Connor Haywood. And we did see Benny Snell. Benny Snell looked okay. But I'm keen for now. The preseason's done, right? The Steelers need to start to focus on who's going to be, in the 53-man squad, which hopefully we'll find out soon over the next few days. And once we find that out, what Steelers are going to be suiting up for week 1 against the Bengals, right? Those are some of the key things that I'm looking out for. It just kind of sucks. As you can probably tell, I'm happy, but I'm just a bit down because I know what was expected and what was going to happen with Kazi. I really thought he was going to, be that not the overall missing piece, but an extra piece to the defense to create some plays and create some short tackles. I still think we can do that, but it kind of sucks. Anyways, guys, I've ranted long enough. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that mini podcast and my version of the post game. I had to get that out. Let me know in the comments, what was the most exciting thing that you're happy about, what you've seen, and what was the most negative thing. I want to hear one positive from you guys. What's the one positive you can take out of this game going forward, and what's one negative that everyone can see? And pretty much everyone can see the O-line right now. That is the big negative. But for me on defense, losing a guy like Kazi, which I thought was really going to go hammer and tongs after this, man. I thought he was going to go after it. That, to me, is going to be hard to replace. So I wish him a speedy recovery. And, yeah, that's all I've got to say, I think. It's just, look, I'm happy the preseason's done. And I'm keen to see the next 14 days with the 53, the practice squad. Who's going to make that, right? Who's going to make that? And then we have the Bengals coming up. And I think the whole world wants the Pittsburgh Steelers to lose against the Bengals. But something tells me that we're not going to lose. Something tells me. Maybe it's my Steeler bias, but I don't care. All right, guys. Anyways, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.